guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Raf. This is a video talking about the Avtex latest range of TVs. So obviously Avtex make 12 volt tellies. They're probably, I would say, the biggest supplier of TVs in the leisure market, so motorhomes, caravans, camper vans, static homes, things like that. The TVs are the best, there's no two ways about it. We actually sell other brands of tellies, but if you put the Avtex next to pretty much anything else, even most household tellies, will probably put it to shame. A lot of technology goes into these TVs, so with Avtex, all the screens and everything are built for them, as opposed to some of the other manufacturers who just use mass-produced, laptop screens and things. So the viewing angles are not really very good. So this is going to be a quick video. So all the latest generation of Avtex TVs now, they're powered by VIDA. The previous generation was powered by WebOS, where a lot of other TVs are still powered by WebOS. And I wasn't a big fan of the WebOS platform, if I'm completely honest with you. I found it was very slow. So if you've got a 12 volt telly on the WebOS platform, you probably agree. And I used to always think there was a problem with it, but I was just told in the end that's how it is, and I think that's why they moved away. So the VIDA platform is really quick, it works really well. It's a really nice interface. Also with the VIDA platform, you get an app where you can literally connect the app to the Avtex telly, control the telly via the app, control what you want to watch, what channels you want to watch, send things over. You can also, via the VIDA app, load like a web browser on the Avtex tellies, and then use your actual phone as like a mouse almost. So that's a nice thing. I've used that a couple of times and it works really well. So in front of me here, we've got a 21.5 inch telly. I'm not going to explain all the different models. Basically, with the Avtex tellies, they start at the 19 inch, go all the way up to 39. So you've got a 19, 21.5, a 23.5, which we call the 24, got a 27, 32, and a 39. Pretty much the whole platform does exactly the same thing, but then they've got a couple of models which are slightly different. So recently on the last range of Avtex tellies, they got rid of the DVD function, so the slide-in DVD function, because Avtex felt, and I think generally, not a lot of people use DVDs anymore. And Avtex thought, you know what, we'll get rid of it. But then actually a lot of people came back and said, well, not a lot, but people came back saying we want DVD. So it didn't make sense for Avtex to put it across the whole range because A, it would have been too many models of TVs, and obviously a DVD player adds to the cost of the telly, and people don't want to pay for something they're not going to use. So what they've done now is on the 21.5 and on the 23.5, so the 21 and the 24 we call it, they've got a model with and without DVD player. So TV I've got here, I'll open it in a sec, has got a DVD built in. So the 19 inch is fully smart telly, no DVD, 27, 32 and 39, no DVDs, but then the 21.5 and the 23.5, you have an option with or without. The rest of the functions on the telly, if you get rid of the DVD, is identical, so they're all on the VIDA platform. They've got Freeview built in, so you've got your normal digital TV built in. They've also got a satellite receiver built in, so let's say, for example, if your motorhome or caravan's got a dish on the roof, or you're on a campsite where you're allowed to plug into the campsite satellite dish, then you don't need a separate box or anything. It's got the digital satellite receiver built in, digital TV tuner built in as well. And on top of that now, TV's changing. So even if you look at Sky, for example, they're getting rid of satellite dishes. It's all about streaming. So they've all got, they're all smart TVs now. So they've got your Netflix, your iPlayer, your Prime, your Disney Plus, your YouTube, all built in. And I must admit, that's generally what I use in my own van. So I've got the 24 inch model of this in my own van. I'll overlay some images with a sound bar, and we use it almost all the time. We've got a Wi-Fi system in the van, and with that, pretty much wherever we go, we watch Netflix or Amazon Prime. I recently toured around the Cairngorms and it was brilliant. So let's open this telly up and show you what you get in the box. So like I said, this is a 21.5 inch model, but they do different models, but I'll just show you this just so you can see what you get. Right, so they're packaged really well. What's fallen out here is the mains lead. So Avtex, even though they are predominantly designed as a 12 volt telly, they still supply you a mains lead. I have spoken to them about this because I've said, why not get rid of that and just reduce the cost? But then some people, a lot of people actually, you don't use your van all year unless you're a full-timer. And what we always say to everyone is all Avtex tellies come with a 3-year comprehensive warranty. Their after sales is fantastic. So if you're not using your camper van or your motorhome, these tellies are brilliant. They give you a mains cable so you can take it in your house and use it in the house. Or if you've got, a touring pitch somewhere, a static somewhere, you can go and use it in that. So they do supply a mains cable as well as a 12-volt cable. There's a 12-volt cable. They come really nicely packaged. Hopefully it goes back in the box after I've opened it, but there it goes. So let's open that up. So mains cable, 12 volt, you get a stand. The stand is a really nice looking sleek stand. It's not too big, it doesn't add too much weight, it weighs next to nothing. Obviously if you're wall mounting, you don't need to use a stand, the stand is supplied. And again, if you remove the stand and you wall mount it, you can actually suspend the Avtex soundbar where this stand would usually be using the same holes. So really handy. You get a remote control, nice remote control. Another nice thing they've bought on the latest range, Avtex were known for a feature called AQT. So they always had a button on the remotes called AQT, which was Avtex Quick Tune. On the last range of tellies, they got rid of that. But the nice thing with Avtex is they do listen to feedback. So a lot of customers approached us and said, you know what, the tuning is not very quick anymore. We've got to go through a menu option. So, you know, they do listen and they've brought back the AQT button. So if you're using digital TV, just press that for a few seconds, press OK, it'll tune the telly for you. You've got all your quick access buttons at the bottom for your Netflix, your YouTube, your Prime and things like that. So you've got quick access buttons. So remote controls included. They do also include a couple of batteries as well. So that's nice. A lot of people don't. Let me just move this off to the side. So in here we've got the telly. So like I said, this is the 21.5-inch telly. Let's get it out. I mean, what always impresses me is how light these tellies actually are. They weigh bloody nothing. Hopefully the video is picking up. It's really slim, a very sleek design, very nice. This one, like I said, is the one with the DVD. So if you do have the model with the DVD in the 21 and the 24, you've got a side loading DVD, so you can, you know, put DVDs in and watch them. But like I said, you don't have to go with DVDs. You've got your HDMI slots on there. You've got a couple of USBs on there. So what you can do with the USBs, obviously you can record live TV, pause live TV. You can also obviously plug in a hard drive and, you know, take movies on a hard drive and play them back. Another nice feature on the Avtex tellies which I really like is they've got like an anti-reflective screen. So if you think about your motorhome caravan, you usually have your telly somewhere and there's normally a window opposite. So what this telly does is it doesn't reflect all of that. So even in the daytime, if you want to watch TV, you know, it's pretty good picture. These are the new, what they call frameless design TVs. So the screen is stretched almost to the border of the actual TV. So you haven't really got much of a frame. What that does is it allows them to get a bigger size telly in a smaller carcass. I'm sure the latest generation of like 24 tellies are the equivalent of like the old 21.5, so bigger telly in a smaller carcass. Speakers are at the back. They've been moved to the back. On the old range, the speakers were at the bottom and facing forward. I think the sound on the older tellies was better, if I'm completely honest, and that's simply because it was a bigger driver. The issue is, it's one of them catch-22 situations where if you put a bigger speaker on the front, it makes the telly more bulky and you're not going to fit bigger tellies in your van. The science behind it is speakers are at the back. Most people will have the telly up against the wall, and the idea is the sound will reflect off the wall. If you've got one and it's just sort of hanging midway in your van and it's pulled out and there's nothing behind it, then I have had a few people say, you know, it's not as loud as it'd like. In my old motorhome, in my Bursner, I had that problem, and how I did it, they didn't have a soundbar at the time, was I just suspended a bit of cardboard behind the telly, so taped some cardboard up, had it hanging down, and then it did reflect some of the sound forward, so it's a little tip if anybody wants to use it. But yeah, all in all, lovely tellies. They are the best tellies in the 12-volt game. You know, like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I've had a motorhome since 2010, been selling motorhome products and for years, and we sell other brands of tellies. But if you put an Avtex next to pretty much any other model, nothing comes close. They are the best. The after sales is fantastic. Hopefully I've covered everything I need to. Just quickly, so he has got an Ethernet port as well. So if you've got Wi-Fi in your van, you can plug an Ethernet port directly into it, or in the house, so you get better Wi-Fi internet connection. I've got Wi-Fi, I don't plug it into my Ethernet, I'll be honest, and it works absolutely fine. You've got your SAT cable in, so you can plug your satellite dish right into it. Freeview built in. So every technology of getting TV in your van is built into these tellies. So in your van, you're either going to watch digital TV, satellite receiver, smart TV, or DVDs, and you know, they've now got models which pretty much cater for everything. Hopefully you've learned something from this video. Hopefully you've liked the video. If you did like the video, subscribe to the channel. These unboxings, we get a lot of people asking about these, and we get a lot of people who come to the shows and give me feedback and say we really enjoy them. So hopefully going forward, we're going to be doing a lot more unboxing videos. Please subscribe to the channel because it helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm Raf and I'm out.